Here at I-70 westbound, we had a crash today where a passenger vehicle struck a semi that was pulled off to the side of the road, causing a fire, closing down both eastbound and westbound lanes of traffic.
So the truck was pulled over. Do you know why or what happened?
It looks like it may be due to some breakdown of some sort. I don't have confirmation on that, but that's how it is looking at this time.
And do we know why that truck hit it or that car hit into it?
That is part of what they're investigating as of now. So as the investigation proceeds, we'll have more information on that.
Do you have any status on the second person that was transported, the driver of the semi?
As of right now, I do not have any injury notification on him to know exactly what type of injuries sustained. But as of right now, he was transported from the scene.
Do you know what hospital?
That I do not.
Okay. And one confirmed fatality, the driver of the car?
Yes, there's one confirmed fatality from the passenger vehicle.
This caused a fire, this crash. The interstate's been shut down. Talk to us about kind of what's going on now and why it's closed.
So right now, it's closed until they're able to make sure that it is safe for the motoring public to drive through. So they still need to offload fuel from the tanker to make sure that that is safe for passing motorists. For eastbound lanes, they do have to check the integrity of the road. They're doing that now to make sure that it is safe for motorists to go through. We're hoping to get those lanes open as soon as possible, so that way we could get traffic moving through as soon as possible.
How would the road integrity on the east side be altered? Would that come from fire or just fuels on the road? What is the concern with the road safety specifically coming downhill?
So it is due from the fire. It went through a culvert that is situated underneath the road. So they do have to make sure that it did not compromise the integrity of the road from where the culvert's located, causing any type of road deformity that'll make it unsafe for any of the motorists.
Just to be clear, was it fuel that went through the culvert or the actual fire went through the culvert?
So both went through the culvert,
okay.
Fuel and the fire burning through it.
Was this a gas tanker that kind of was hit and spilled over?
So it had diesel fuel and gasoline on board.
Do we know, anything about the person that was killed? If they're a guy, girl, age range?
So I don't have any information on the details of the person killed.
We know that there were other vehicles that were reported involved in the morning. Are those vehicles also impacted to some capacity, or what happened to them?
So as of right now, it is just the two vehicles, the semi-tanker as well as the passenger vehicle that struck it.
How are you guys going to be able to effort getting people, getting some kind of testimony as to how this happened? I mean, there were people on the road that saw this, but they obviously didn't stick around when the crash happened. I mean, is there a way to be able to find people to get some type of eyewitness account as to how this thing happened in real time?
So if they did see the crash occur and see what had happened and have not talked to any of the investigators, they can call us at our Golden Troop office or call our dispatch number to ask to speak with an investigator regarding this crash.
At this time, has family been notified for any of the victims?
Right now, they are still doing their investigation, and once they're able to do their notifications, they will start with their notifications.
Is there an estimated time range for when the interstate on either side would reopen?
They're hoping soon for the eastbound lane. As of right now, I do not have a full estimation on time frame for the westbound lane.
And then, there's been a lot of different agencies here. Was hazmat called, and why
yes, hazmat was called, and hazmat did arrive.
Do we know any information on the drivers, like if they were female, male, certain anything like that?
I don't have any of their information at this time. Once they finish up with their preliminary investigation, I will have that available.
Is the tanker still leaking at this time?
No, if the question is the tanker leaking?
It's no longer leaking. They're just waiting to offload the remaining fuel.
Do you want to tell us that?
So the tanker is currently not leaking. They're just waiting to offload the remaining fuel.
Okay.
It's good by me.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Do you want to go next?
So my name is Brady Johnson. I'm a public information officer with Arvada Fire, and I can speak to anything regarding the fire component to this incident.
Yeah, give us, what you guys came into, what you guys have been doing this whole morning and afternoon.
Sure. So Golden, Pleasant View, and Foothills Fire were originally dispatched to this call to JEFCOM 911, and they arrived to a really complex incident. You have a fire suppression component, you have medical component with taking care of a patient, you have a hazardous materials component, and then you have a wildland fire component with fire spreading to vegetation. So this was quickly an evolving incident that required a lot of resources and a lot of time to handle.
Was there concern of, I know there were spot fires on both sides of the highway. Was there concern about it actually getting out into the wilderness here?
Yeah, it was about an acre in size on the southbound on I-70 eastbound. And it didn't take too long for crews to be able to manage those spot fires and get resources dedicated to them.
How long did it take to put out all the flames from, the tanker and the grass fires?
Between the vehicle fire and then the spot fires in the vegetation, it was about an hour until we reported fire out.
Do we know if that person was dead on scene or what happened with that?
I don't have that information.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you sequence out getting the fuel out of the tanker now? I mean, do you siphon that to another vehicle, or do you just take the tanker? How does this go from now to get this thing open?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the process that's underway right now. The first stage is just to contain the existing spill, and then secondly, you stabilize the tanker, stabilize the scene, and then you have the opportunity to begin an offloading operation. Go one compartment at a time, get the fuel to another tanker that's stabilized. So that'll be the process that's underway for the next hour or so here.
Can you describe the scene when you first arrived?
I wasn't there on arrival, but we do know that it was a very hot fire with putting off a lot of thick, black, toxic smoke. So it was a very, very hot fire.
As of right now, what are the 1, 2, 3 checkpoints that you're going to make sure that the roads are safe and you're going to be able to get that up?
Yeah, the first component is just to make sure the hazardous material issue is mitigated and contained. Then Colorado State Patrol will work with different engineers just to make sure that the scene is secure, the roadways is safe to begin to open up for transportation. So. Yeah, it's a long list. It was about 15 agencies in total and about 50 personnel. So.
Do you know what kind of vehicle it was that hit the? Was it an EV or was it a normal car?
That'll be something that can be confirmed with the investigation. Right now, we're unsure.
Okay.
Yep.
Was the fire from car gasoline or the leakage from the tanker?
I don't have the answer to that question. Yeah.
Could be both.
Yeah, it could be both. Yep.
What do you want people, that use this interstate to know, take away from this?
Just please drive carefully, keep your eyes on the road, avoid distracted driving, obey the speed limit. Yeah, that's the takeaway we'd really like people to have.
What would you want drivers to take away from today, and this whole situation?
Just make sure you're putting down your distractions. Make sure that you're driving in a safe manner, aware of your surroundings. That way you make sure that you yourself stay safe, as well as any other passing motorists.
Do we know if that person was found dead on scene for the one fatality?
That I don't have yet. Once I find out more, that'll be in the preliminary investigation.
We do know that the trucker was transported, but we don't know about the other person.
Correct.
Either of you have anything else that you want us to share?
That's all I have.
Okay.